there, fellas, hope you feel tip-top. This is Johnny Mercer in his music shop. All you soldiers, sailors, and Marines out there, all you gals in the service, we're on the air.
Welcome by way of rebroadcast to Johnny Mercer's Music Shop with Joe Stafford, Paul Weston's Orchestra, the Pied Pipers, the June Hutton, our special guest for this evening, myself, Wendell Niles, and that singing salesman behind the counter, Johnny Mercer.
Hope we get your steady vote. We remain yours truly, unquote. Howdy, customers. This is Ma Mercer's boy, John. Cactus and mesquite in the flower vases, a bunch of ornery coyotes in the band, and a west wind blowing into the microphone. When it's Roundup time in Texas and the bloom is on a sage, then I long to be in Texas, back a-riding on the range, just to smell the bacon frying when it's sizzling in the pan. Hear the breakfast horn in the early morn, drinking coffee from a can, just a-riding, rocking, roping, pounding leather all day long, just a swaying, sweating, swearing, listen to a cowhand song, how it beckons, and I reckon I would work for any wage to be free again, just to be again when the bloom is on the sage. Rockin', ropin', poundin' leather all day long, just a swaying, sweatin', swearing, listen to a cowhand song, how it beckons, and I reckon I would work for any wage to be free again, just to be again, when the bloom is on the sage. I was walking down the street, down the street, down the street, met somebody who was mighty sweet, mighty fair to see. I asked her, would she like to have a talk, make some talk. All the fellas standing on the wall, wishing they were me. Mama, mama, let me dress up tonight, dress up tonight, dress up tonight. I've got a secret, gonna fess up tonight, gonna dance by the light of the moon. Gonna dance with a dolly with a hole in her stocking while her knees keep a-knocking and her toes keep a-rocking. Dance with a dolly with a hole in her stocking by the light of the moon.
As I was walking down the street, down the street, down the street, met somebody who was mighty sweet, mighty fair to see. I asked her, would she like to talk, have a walk, make some talk. All the fellas standing on the wall, wishing they were me. Mama, put the cat out tonight, tonight. Gonna swing out right, scan all night, and I won't be home till dark. Gonna dance with a dolly with a hole in her stocking while her knees keep a-knocking and her toes keep a-rocking. Dance with a dolly with a hole in her stocking by the light of the moon.
Got more kisses than a candy store, candy store, candy store, sweeter than I've ever had before. I'll keep crying for more.
Gonna dance with a dolly, a real life dolly. She's got a hole in her stocking while our knees are a-knocking and our toes keep a-rocking.
Dance with a dolly with a hole in the stocking while her knees keep a-knocking, toes keep rocking.
Dance by the light of the moon.
good old Western lingo, here comes a voice that's pretty and a band ahead with a brood of little chicks. Or in other words, if I had my druthers, I'd rather listen to Joe Stafford a riding down the canyon. Hit the leather and ride, Joe.
Picture that no artist e'er could paint. White-faced cattle on the mountainside. I hear a coyote whining for its mate. Plants are blooming, sagebrush everywhere, granite spires are standing all around. I tell you folks, it's heaven to be riding down the trail when the desert sun goes down. Cactus plants are blooming, sagebrush everywhere, granite spires are standing all around. I tell you folks, it's heaven to be riding down the trail when the desert sun goes down.
Sweet, neat, and all reap, Joe. Well, ladies and ladies' men, in Texas, the stars are big and bright. Our guest star is not only bright, he's bigger than the Texas Panhandle. Meet a lad who's tougher than a two-bit T-bone at rootin', tootin'.
Oh, which way did they go, partner?
Why, Andy Devine.
Hello, Johnny.
What's all the shooting for, Andy?
I caught a fella out in the hall who...
Weren't you a little hard on him, Andy?
Can't help it, Johnny. I'm Two-Gun Devine, the roughest, toughest cowboy in the whole West. By that name.
Two-Gun Devine? Why, I bet you couldn't even shoot off your mouth.
Is that so? Why talk about trick shooting? I once put my back to the target, sighted through a mirror, and pulled the trigger.
What happened?
I shot the seat out of my pants. Silly, wasn't it?
Are you really a cowboy, Andy?
Well, what do I look like in these cowboy clothes?
A barrage balloon with spurs.
I can see that you don't know what it means to be a cowboy. Have you ever ridden across the plains day after day in the hot sun with nothing but a half a cup of water between you and slow burning death?
Gee, no, have you?
No. I'll bet it's warm, though.
Just as I thought. You're not a real cowboy at all.
Oh, who's not a cowboy? Why, I ride the prairie, and I ride the range, and I ride the pampas.
Too bad you can't ride a horse.
Is that so? Why, I've ridden a horse most of my life.
How can you say that, Andy? Why, you're not even bow-legged.
No, but the horse is.
Listen, Andrew, I've meant to ask you this. If you're a cowboy, how come your hat fits so loose?
10-gallon hat, 5-gallon hat.
Divine, you're wonderful. Now tell me, what brought you to the music shop tonight?
Well, I heard you folks were going to do all these Western numbers, Johnny, so I thought I'd come over and show you how to sing them. I might even take over the store for you.
Take over my store?
Sure. Don't you think I'd make a good proprietor?
You'd make 2 good proprietors. But what's this about you teaching me to sing cowboy songs?
Why, sure. We have real cowboys singing. Listen to this. For it's blood on the saddle, blood all around, and a great big puddle of blood all around.
Is that what you do on your program?
Sure. They call me the Lone Cowboy.
Well, now that I've heard you sing, I know why.
Well, you know, a lot of people say I sing like you.
Yeah, I guess we both sound like we got cinders in our throats.
You know, Johnny, I'll bet we'd make a swell trio.
Trio?
Yeah, you and me and Gravel Gertie.
I'll check with Dick Tracy in the morning. But what's all this about you teaching us in the music shop to sing cowboy ballads?
Well, I was only kidding about that teaching part, John, but I did bring some fellas over from my own show that I think the folks would like to hear. They're Bob Nolan and the famous Sons of the Pioneers.
Well, sure thing. Let's get 'em out here.
Okay.
What are they going to sing?
Cimarron.
Well, folks, those aristocrats of the range, Bob Nolan and the Sons of the Pioneers.
Carry me away from the skies of gray. Oh, I'm feeling blue. I'll roll on with you to the ocean blue. Simmer on, roll on. Oh, I'm feeling blue. I'll roll on with you to the ocean blue. Simmer on, roll on. When you're feeling blue, dream, that's the thing to do. Dream while the smoke rings rise in the air.
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.
Find your share.